Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, the Beauty Myth. Learn the beauty secrets of the goddess next door in this action-packed Isis series adventure. Get Isis, the Beauty Myth at online booksellers everywhere today.
Better get the coleslaw, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue.
Grammy-winning singer Lizzo is being sued in a sexual harassment lawsuit. Now, according to reports, 3 of Lizzo's dancers alleged that they were weight-shamed by the obese performer who oftentimes promotes a message of body positivity. Now, this whole allegation basically exposes Lizzo as a hypocrite, and it also goes out here and further states that Lizzo created a hostile work environment by going out here and having an alleged incident where she took several of these dancers to an Amsterdam strip club and coerced them to eat bananas out of women's vaginas and participate in activity with these strippers. Now, this whole incident basically makes Lizzo look like a hypocrite on the surface, but what's actually happening here is that white supremacy is just breaking another one of its toys. Now, Lizzo was just another toy for white supremacy to passively promote body positivity with this obese singer, but aggressively what they were looking to do is go out here and make Lizzo the punchline of a cruel joke as related to the black female image. And now that the white supremacists have gotten a hearty laugh at the expense of Lizzo, now they look to go out here and break the toy that they had been playing with for the last couple of years. Now, Professor Black Truth says in many of his videos, bootlick is a job without a retirement plan. And it looks like to me that white supremacy is looking to make sure that Lizzo doesn't retire from the media arm of white supremacy with any sort of pension or any sort of retirement whatsoever for promoting the whole image of the Black Jezebel as related to her campaign of so-called body positivity. Now, what's happening to Lizzo is no different than what happened to actress Halle Berry back in 2001 when she made a compromise with white supremacy to win an Academy Award. Now, Halle Berry made a covert contract with white supremacy where she believed that if she went out here and took on the role of the Black Jezebel and provided white supremacy with the narrative as related to the black female image, that they would go out here and elevate her to a high status of international white female stars like Julia Roberts and many others. However, after Halle Berry bared her breast in Swordfish and participated in the infamous scene in Monsters Ball and won an Academy Award for Best Actress, she thought that Hollywood was going to kick down doors and allow her to be on the same level of white women. However, nothing came of it, and Halle Berry just got turned out by Hollywood, and the same thing is happening to Lizzo right now. Now, Lizzo, like Halle Berry, thought that Hollywood and the media arm of white supremacy was going to be on board with her so-called campaign of body positivity. And as the obese Lizzo went out here promoting a hypersexualized image of an obese black woman, she thought that because Hollywood was giving her center stage, that she was on her way to international stardom like Halle Berry. And as she entered into that covert contract with the media arm of white supremacy, Hollywood, Lizzo thought that they were going to go out here and make her a big star by broadcasting all of her antics, such as going to the Laker game wearing a thong and going out here and running around naked and then talking about how much she liked Chris Evans, a white actor. I mean, all of these stunts, Lizzo thought that they were out here looking to make her a big star, and she thought things were going her way when she won a Grammy. But what she couldn't see was that she was basically making the same bad chess moves that Halle Berry did, such as pawn e4 to d5, and she couldn't see that she was being played for the same checkmate that Halle Berry basically played herself into when she was trying to play Candyland with white supremacy, which was playing chess with her. And what happened with Lizzo was trying to play Candyland, thinking that because she had the pink card, she was moving up. And because she had the pink card, they were looking to celebrate overweight and obese black women. But what she couldn't see was that she was actually just being set up for a punchline by white supremacy, who were just looking to, again, gas up the head of a black female entertainer and gas that female entertainer's head up to think that she was moving ahead in their system, when in actuality they were just looking to turn her out, like they did many other black performers before, such as Dorothy Dandridge, such as Pam Grier, such as Halle Berry. I mean, there are just so many black female performers who thought they were going to go on this road to international stardom, thinking that a black woman could be on the same level as a white woman. But in actuality, they're only being set up to be turned out. And as they get turned out, they get turned real bitter. Now, in the case of Lizzo, she thought, that if she participated in her Mammy and Jezebel antics, this would be entertaining for most of these whites and non-blacks, and she thought she was going to empower people by being the obese woman who would go out here and show this image of body positivity. But what she didn't see was passively they were promoting her narrative of body positivity, but aggressively they were looking to make her the punchline of a cruel joke, where they laughed at another obese black woman, similar to the way they used to laugh at the mammies they would put in many of their minstrel shows. And now that they've had their fill of their laugh of their minstrel shows, now they're looking to go out here and break the Lizzo doll and get back to business as usual. Now, what Lizzo really didn't understand about dealing with white supremacy is that white supremacy goes out here and keeps a tab on everything that you say and you do. And when you make a deal with white supremacy, everything you say can and will be used against you. And over the course of Lizzo's tours that were going on around 2019, Lizzo thought nothing of her behavior behind the scenes, and she thought that they would just go along with whatever she was doing because she was getting the support of the media arm of white supremacy, and she thought she could go out here and just treat people all kinds of way while she was on these tours making her music and going out here and making the spectacle of herself. Now, Lizzo went out here and again promoted the whole narrative of being a so-called body positivity performer, but what she didn't really understand is that white supremacy keeps a tab as related to your behavior, so that whenever it's time for them to break you, they go out here and have the evidence to go out here and be able to break that toy so that it will not be able to be played with by anyone else. So what they did with Lizzo was, as she was out here doing her tour, you had people going out here watching her, and that's something many black people really need to understand. White supremacy is always watching you, and that's why you have to be careful about how you move, because if you move in the wrong ways, again, anything you say can and will be used against you. And that's what's happening here with Lizzo as related to her body positivity message, and her going out here and verbally abusing these individuals as related to their weight. Now, there allegedly is evidence of her participating in this verbal abuse of her performers and people in her staff abusing people, and that's not going to look very good as related to her whole overall case as related to the workplace. Now, when it comes to Lizzo, her big problem is that as she was on tour, she didn't realize that you're still working, and you really have to watch how you move when you're on the job, because if you go out here and you make statements about people's bodies, that can be used in court against you, and it can be used in court against you because even though you promote body positivity, you can get, again, this whole thing flipped on you, and you can get it flipped on you in a court, and people can go out here and get damages against you. Moreover, what Lizzo also did that exacerbated her case was she went out here and took staff to a strip club in Amsterdam. And even though she took her staff to a strip club in Amsterdam, those workers were under American business policies that are dictated and regulated by the U.S. federal government. And as American citizens, they had every right to take Lizzo to court as related to allegations of sexual harassment. Now, a man would basically be jammed up at this point if he took his staff to a strip club, because by taking staff to a strip club, you basically have opened the door to an easy slam dunk sexual harassment lawsuit, because that means that you've basically created a hostile environment for your coworkers. And Lizzo basically created a hostile environment for her coworkers by allegedly creating an environment where they felt coerced to come to that club, one, and two, further made that whole situation worse by coercing or egging on those workers to allegedly go out here and eat those bananas out of those women's vaginas or participate in acts with these sex workers. This basically is a slam dunk sexual harassment case as related to sexual harassment under the term of hostile environment, because under the sexual harassment laws in the United States, you have two ways to prove sexual harassment. One is by unwanted and unwarranted advances, and the other is through hostile environment. And Lizzo basically walked into the whole hostile environment clause of sexual harassment laws by going out here and taking that staff to a strip club, because any smart business person would say, even though I am in an international jurisdiction, I'm still got American workers working with me under American work laws, and I'm not taking any workers to any strip club, because if I take them to a strip club, it's just going to open the door to a sexual harassment lawsuit. But what Lizzo thought was, because she was a black woman and she was under the gynocentrism system of white supremacy, and she thought she would be able to get a pass because she was a female, but she didn't understand she's a black female. And if you're a black woman, you don't, the laws of the system do not apply to you. No, what is going to happen is the system of white supremacy is going to treat you the same way they would treat a black man, because the white supremacist system sees black men and black women as the same, and that's what they see Lizzo as right now. They see her as just another black person that they're going to go out here and get rid of, because once they finish using a black bootlick, they just go and toss that black bootlick to the curb. And that's what's happening right now with Lizzo. White supremacy has finished playing with their Lizzo doll, and now that they've finished playing with their Lizzo doll, what they're looking to do is break their Lizzo doll, because they've already got other black Jezebels they can go out here and push their anti-black agenda. Like, they've got Cardi B, they've got Megan Thee Stallion, and they've also got Keke Palmer, and they can use those black women along with Bust Down Halle Berry to participate in promoting their anti-black agenda, where passively they mislead black women into thinking that their image is all about empowering and liberating black women by having them participate in hypersexualized behavior, but aggressively, white supremacy has gotten a big hearty laugh at the expense of all of these black women. And yes, they will go out here and give these women these trinket awards like Oscars and Grammys to make them believe that they are important, but at the end of the day, they're just another black celebrity that gets churned out, no different than Josephine Baker, no different than Dorothy Dandridge, no different than Lisa Bonet, no different than Halle Berry, no different than Pam Grier, no different than Keke Palmer. What they do is, again, take these women, gas them up, make them believe that if they go out here and sexualize their image, they can go out here and make black women look good, but all they're doing is breathing brand new life into the old stereotype of the black Jezebel from the antebellum South, and giving white supremacists a big hearty laugh as they go out here looking to elevate themselves to the level of a white woman in the system of white supremacy, a system that only elevates white women to the highest levels of beauty, elevates white women to the highest levels of being the ideal of womanhood, and they'll never allow any black woman, whether she be full-born black or biracial to be on that level, but they have a good hearty laugh watching as those black women try to climb those steps, and then get an even heartier laugh watching that black woman fall. And what's happening with Lizzo is that they've just orchestrated her fall to come at the right time for them, because now that Lizzo has to deal with this lawsuit and also is dealing with an allegation by one of the directors of her documentary saying that she was disrespectful, what's happening here is that Lizzo is being targeted for termination by white supremacy, who have had their fill of laughs, and now they want to go out here and move on to the next subject, who to be set up to be the punchline of their joke, because what they do with most of these black performers is, as they're playing Candyland, the white supremacist is playing chess, and as the black person is picking up pink cards on a Candyland card stack, they're out here going pawn e7 to d5, and what they're doing is setting up that person to be played for a checkmate, and that's what's happening to Lizzo right now. Lizzo is being set up for a checkmate, and she's just been checked off the board, and she's just been turned out. So what's happening to Lizzo right now with this sexual harassment lawsuit is that as she was out here promoting body positivity, white supremacy was playing its usual game, and now that they've played their game, it's just basically game over for Lizzo. Now, if you want to see some of my positive images of black women in my books like the ISIS series, the Esteem series, the John Haynes series, and the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, you can find most of my books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Smashware's The iBookstore and Google Play. And if you'd like to see me make more videos about entertainers, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and e-readers, ISIS, All About the Goddess. The Goddess Next Door bears all in the art studio to catch a campus stalker in this action-packed ISIS series mystery. Get your copy of ISIS, All About the Goddess in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere.
Now available in paperback and Kindle, All About Marilyn. Learn all about the struggles of a faded former teen sitcom star in this absolutely fabulous 5-star screenplay. Get All About Marilyn in paperback and Kindle on Amazon.com today.